All right, hello. We're going to do a PEMDAS video or order of operations to hopefully give you a visual of what we've been learning in class and hopefully help you if you guys have any questions or issues. Now remember, we want to remember PEMDAS, P-E-M-D-A-S. It stands for parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. A way to remember this is please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Okay? All right, so as you can see, the P is parentheses, the E is exponents, the M is multiplication, the D is division, and the A is addition, and the S is subtraction. We do any math problem in this order. If a problem has a couple of sets of parentheses in it, you just do them from left to right. Or if you have parentheses in parentheses, you work the parentheses inside out. And I will give you examples of that. Then you do all the exponents. Then you do multiplication or division. Both of those get done first before addition and subtraction. And remember the special rule that we talked about in class for both of these. For addition and subtraction and multiplication and division, you do whichever one comes first in the problem from left to right. So multiplication and division, whichever one comes first from left to right, you do it. So if division comes first in the problem, you do it even though the M comes before the D in PEMDAS. Once all the multiplication and division is complete, then and only then do you go to the addition and subtraction. So we'll work a few problems here to give you some idea on how to do this process. Okay, first we'll start with a very basic problem. I have no parentheses. I have no exponents, so I need to do multiplication or division next. In this case, there's no division. However, there is a multiplication. 2 times 8 is 16. And then I want to rewrite the problem just to make sure I don't use any of the digits that I've already used twice. I rewrite the problem. Next, I do addition and subtraction, whichever comes first in the problem. In this case, it is addition. That comes next. 16 plus 6 is 22. 22 minus 1 equals 21. So the answer to this problem is 21. Okay, now we have more of a difficult problem here. We have 18 divided by 2 times 3 minus 1 plus 4. And once again, there are no parentheses, so I don't worry about that. There are no exponents, so I don't worry about that. Now I have to do all the multiplication and division before I do addition and subtraction. But remember the special rule. I do division first in this problem because it comes first in the problem. Right here, division comes before the multiplication sign, so I do the division first. 18 divided by 2 is 9, and then I just bring everything down. 9 times 3 minus 1 plus 4. Next, I do the multiplication because, once again, all the multiplication and division get done before the addition and subtraction. 9 times 3 is 27 minus 1 plus 4. Next, I do addition and subtraction. Now, even though addition comes first when we say PEMDAS, that's the special rule. It's whatever comes first in the problem from left to right. And in this case, subtraction comes first in the problem from left to right. So 27 minus 1 is 26 plus 4 equals 30. So the answer to this problem using PEMDAS is 30. Okay, in this problem, I have 8 plus 9 minus 3 in parentheses times 2 minus 1. So I start with parentheses, and that's the first thing I do. In this case, I have 9 minus 3. 9 minus 3 is 6. I rewrite the problem again. So I have 8 plus 6 times 2 minus 1. I have no more parentheses. I have no more exponents, so I do multiplication or division, whichever one comes first in the problem. In this case, going from left to right, the multiplication is right there since there is no division. 6 times 2 is 12. 8 plus 12 minus 1. Now I do addition or subtraction, whichever one comes first in the problem. In this case, it is addition. 8 plus 12 is 20 minus 1 equals 19. So the answer to this problem is 19. Okay, here we go with this problem. I have 4 plus, and in parentheses, plus I have another set of parentheses, 6 plus 2 times 2 in parentheses minus 3. So once again, I always start with parentheses. And in the parentheses, if I have two sets like I do in this problem, I have a set of parentheses here and a set of parentheses here. I work inside out, inside out. So I would do this set of parentheses first. 6 plus 2 is 8. And then don't forget, just rewrite the problem. So 4 plus, in parentheses now, 8 times 2 minus 3. Once again, then I do the last set of parentheses, 8 times 2, which is 16, and rewrite the problem, 4 plus 16 minus 3. And I can't stress enough the rewriting of the problem. That really helps you assure that you don't use digits twice. And the kids in class know what I'm talking about using the digits twice. So now I do addition first because it comes first in the problem from left to right. 4 plus 16 is 20, minus 3 equals 17. So the answer to this problem is 17. Now, these are a double set of parentheses. These could have also been brackets, okay? Brackets, parentheses, and braces are all treated the same way. They all fall under the parentheses umbrella, and you'll work inside out from any of those. All right, now we have a little bit of a different problem, and as you can see, I replaced the second set of parentheses with a bracket. We still will treat them the same way. So I have 16 minus first bracket, parentheses 8 divided by 4, end of parentheses, plus 3 second bracket, plus 2. So we want to work once again inside out with the parentheses since there's two sets here. And I'm going to do 8 divided by 4, which is 2. I'll have my bracket plus 3 bracket, 16 minus, and then plus 2. I have to do the brackets first because once again, they fall under the parentheses umbrella. 2 plus 3 is 5. 16 minus 5 plus 2. I do subtraction because it comes first in the problem from left to right. 16 minus 5 is 11. 11 plus 2 equals 13. So my answer for this problem is 13. Okay. Now here we have a little bit of a different problem. We have parentheses, 6 divided by 3 times 2 plus 4. So we have a lot of operations in those parentheses. And then outside of the parentheses, we have times 3. So I want to do parentheses first because that always comes first. And then inside the parentheses, I want to follow order of operations. Sorry about that. So there's no parentheses. There's no exponents. I want to do multiplication or division, whichever comes first. So in this case, I want to do division because it comes first. So 6 divided by 3 is 2 times 2 plus 4. I rewrite the problem, just do one operation times 3. I still have parentheses here, and I still want to use order of operations inside the parentheses. So I do all my multiplication and division before any addition and subtraction. So I do the 2 times 2, which is 4, plus 4 in parentheses times 3. I still have parentheses, which I need to finish because that always comes first. 4 plus 4 is 8 times 3 equals 24. So this problem right here, the answer would be 24. And once again, follow order of operations with all of this in parentheses. You still follow order of operations. You do the parentheses first, but within those parentheses, you follow order of operations. Exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, or if there's another set of parentheses, those first. All right, now we have exponents here. And in the honors math class, we will be dealing with exponents. Remember, the exponent right here tells us how many times I multiply the original number by itself. So in this case, we have 6 to the second power, and that equals, I multiply 6 by itself 2 times. So 6 times 6. And that's with exponents. If I had 6 to the third power, it would be 6 times 6 times 6. I have 3 6s I multiply by. That's what the exponent means. Now, the most common mistake, which is what we talked about in math with the exponent, is if I have 6 to the second power, a lot of people just want to think that's 6 times 2. Or if I have 6 to the third power, a lot of people think that's 6 times 3. That's the biggest mistake a lot of kids make when they use an exponent. Remember, that is incorrect. The exponent tells us how many times I multiply the original number by itself. A little confusing, but I think you guys did a really good job with this week. So if I have 6 to the second power, that would equal 36. I have no parentheses, so I went right to the exponents here. 36 plus 4 divided by 2 minus 1. Now I have no parentheses. I have no more exponents. Multiplication or division, I have to do the division. There's no multiplication, so I have to do the division. 4 divided by 2 is 2. I have 36 plus 2 minus 1. Addition and subtraction, I do addition next because it comes first in the problem. 36 plus 2 is 38 minus 1 equals 37. So 37 would be the answer to this problem. All right, let's try one more problem here. Actually, we're going to do 2 more problems. This is a little bit trickier because we have an exponent. However, the exponent applies to everything in the parentheses. So I do the parentheses first. I have 2 plus 3 is 5. Once I have the 5, it's to the second power here. So 5 to the second power. So I have 3 times 5 to the second power minus 6. Now remember, 5 to the second power actually means 5, excuse me on that 5, hang on. There you go. It means 5 times 5, which is 25. So I have 3 times 25 minus 6. I do multiplication again next because all the multiplication and division is done before addition and subtraction. 3 times 25 is 75 minus 6 equals 69. Okay, and that's how we handle an exponent outside of parentheses. We'll do one last problem next. Okay, we're going to try one last problem that has parentheses, exponents in it, but kind of set up a little bit different because there is an exponent inside the parentheses. So once again, I have to do parentheses first. So anything in parentheses, I have to do. Now within the parentheses, which is right here, I need to follow order of operations. So in this case, there's no other parentheses inside the parentheses. However, there is an exponent inside the parentheses. So I need to do that. 4 to the second power, remember, is 4 times 4. I multiply the number by itself, whatever the exponent says. So 4 times 4 is 16 divided by 2 plus 1, still in parentheses, still to the second power, minus 5, and 8 plus that. Next, I do parentheses again. And once again, inside the parentheses, I do the division. I follow order of operations. 16 divided by 2 is 8. 8 plus 1 in parentheses still to the second power. And then I have 8 plus and minus 5. I still do parentheses here. 8 plus 1 is 9. Now it's to the second power. So whatever value this came out to be, that was to the second power right here, which I did right here. So I have 8 plus 9 to the second power minus 5. I am all done with parentheses. Now I move on to exponents, and I do have 9 to the second power, which is 9 times 9, which is 81. 8 plus 81 minus 5. I do the addition next because it comes first in the problem. So I have 89 minus 5 equals 84, and that would be my answer for that value. And that's it with the order of operations video. Hopefully this will help you some if you get a little confused. Thanks.